Hi, and thank you for joining me for today's Footsteps to Brilliance training. My name is Alyssa Moss, and I'm the Digital Literacy Specialist with the Innovative Approaches to Literacy Department at the Colusa County Office of Education. Today we will be exploring Level 3 of Footsteps to Brilliance. This level is appropriate for children in the 2nd and 3rd grade age range. If you do not yet have a Footsteps to Brilliance parent account, please watch the prior videos in this Parent Academy series to sign up. This video has been pre-recorded in order for you to watch it as many times as you would like. You can also share it with other parents. For questions about Footsteps to Brilliance, please contact me at amoss@ccoe.net or 530-531-7055. You can also contact our literacy liaison, Stephanie Santana, at ssilvas@ccoe.net or 530-491-9405. Stephanie speaks Spanish, so if you're more comfortable with Spanish, be sure to contact her. Follow us on Facebook at CCOE and Literacy for All. We also have a website, www.andliteracyforall.net. We will begin by visiting www.andliteracyforall.net. You will see that we have the Footsteps to Brilliance app here, in addition to our 2 other apps for Clever Kids University. I will discuss Clever Kids in the next 2 Parent Academy videos. Today we are just focusing on Footsteps to Brilliance. By having a Footsteps to Brilliance account, you're able to log into all 3 apps, and they are free to Colusa County residents. To download the app on your smartphone or tablet, go to your app store and search Footsteps to Brilliance. We recommend initially registering for Footsteps on a computer and then accessing it on a computer, smartphone, or tablet after that. At the App Store, you will see Footsteps to Brilliance School Edition, this app that we can see right here on the And Literacy for All website. Download that app. The steps to log in will be the same through the app or online. Let's go ahead and log in online. If you don't have a parent account, please watch video 1 as I go into detail about registering here. So on the webpage here, let's go ahead and click on Footsteps to Brilliance Login. Something you'll notice about this page is that it asks for the student ID, super secret code, or username and password. This is because your children can log into their accounts on this page using the orange or the red button, and you can log into your parent account using the purple username and password option. You have the option to make the page switch to Spanish by clicking on the gray ESP half circle. And you have the option to switch the page back to English by clicking on the gray ENG half circle. I'm going to go ahead and log in with my username and password, and then we can navigate the site together. If you would like to pause the video here to log yourself in, please do so. If not, keep watching. After logging in, you'll be directed to a page that has all 3 Footsteps to Brilliance app pictures. We are going to explore the original Footsteps to Brilliance app today, but you can see how you have access to all 3 apps with the one Footsteps account. Let's click on the Footsteps to Brilliance account icon to explore the app. On your smartphone or tablet, you have access to all 3 apps. You simply download all 3 apps separately and then use the same login information. On the right-hand side of the screen here, if you'd like to switch apps at any time, click on Switch Apps. You can then select one of the 3 apps to engage in. On this page, you will also see the 3 levels of Footsteps to Brilliance on the left-hand side. Level 1 is the red level, and it's most appropriate for children in the pre-K to 1st grade age range. Level 2 is the yellow level, and it's most appropriate for children in the 1st and 2nd grades. And Level 3 is the blue level, and is most appropriate for children in the 2nd and 3rd grades. We will explore Level 3 today, and we will start with an overview of each book series in My Library. The first series is the Physical Science and Engineering series. This series encourages a child's curiosity by explaining sophisticated concepts using simple language, bringing science to life in English and Spanish. Developed in close alignment with the next generation science standards, this series encourages your students' curiosity, including books that cover both concepts and procedures. Each book also develops critical literacy skills and includes quiz games to practice comprehension, vocabulary, and grammar. Let's read one of the nonfiction stories here, the scientific method. You will notice that some of the icons at this level look a little different than that on levels 1 and 2. To change the page from English to Spanish, you will find those spelled out above. The My Library and Book Home icons also look a bit different. The arrow to move forward is no longer a triangle, but an actual arrow. Additionally, your child can no longer record their voice, but they are still able to listen to the pages aloud by pressing on the speaker icon.
The scientific method. How George Washington Carver's curiosity helped millions of farmers. Written by Catherine Maximov. Illustrated by Eddie Delaney.
The second page of the book has the readability measures like the other books, but there is now a table of contents and a focus question.
How do scientists find answers to big questions? Scientists are curious. How curious are you feeling today? Did you ask any good questions? If you wonder about things you observe, then you are on your way to becoming a scientist. Scientists observe the world and ask questions about what they see. To answer their questions, they follow a series of steps called the scientific method. The scientific method was developed over time by many scientists. It is a process with 5 important steps. George Washington Carver was a scientist who used the scientific method to help poor farmers grow healthy crops. Without his help, many farmers would not have been able to earn a living.
Although there are fewer pictures than in the other levels, the pages are still interactive.
The scientific method. Step 1. Ask questions. Step 2. Do research to gather facts. Step 3. Make a hypothesis. Educated guess. Step 4. Create an experiment to test your hypothesis. Step 5. Analyze your experiment results and share your findings.
At the end of the story, there is a glossary, which is a list of new words and their meanings. The activities to go along with the story are quiz games, learning lab, and my science journal. For those of you familiar with levels 1 and 2, quiz games is similar to Book Buddies in that it has reading comprehension questions tied to the book. Let's play a quiz game.
Click a game below to test your knowledge. Once you master all of the games, click the statue to get your prize. Why did George share his findings with farmers? Complete this sentence. George discovered that when farmers plant cotton year after year, the soil What is the first step in the scientific method? George invented ink, dye, plastic, soap, oils, and makeup made out of which plant? Using the table of contents, which page will help you understand how to make a hypothesis?
To help us answer this question, let's click on the book down here for a hint. Step 3, make a hypothesis is on page 9.
Wow, great job.
To go back, click on the back arrow. A learning lab at the end of the book extends science learning over multiple days. Children complete research and conduct easy-to-follow experiments. As they investigate each topic, they are prompted to draw and write about their developing understanding. Each learning lab culminates with children creating their own books on the topic. The steps are completed in sequence. So step 1 is completed on day 1, step 2 on day 2, and so on. To reread the story tied to the worksheets, click on View Book. Once your child has read the book, click on Done. For the fill in the blank sections, your child has the ability to type in the answers. If they are unfamiliar with using a keyboard, you also have the option to print out the worksheets by clicking on the print icon here. My Science Journal allows children to create a book about what they have learned about physical science and engineering. They can type in their book title here. I'm going to title my journal The Scientific Method after the book we just read. Your child can also draw, add in graphic organizers, arrows and shapes, science tools, and people and things to demonstrate the concepts they have learned. So let's go ahead and do that. You can also make them bigger or smaller. The same can be done on the first page of the book. You can click here to write your story. When you're finished, click on the green check mark. Now let's go all the way back to the home page by clicking on My Library and then the back arrow. Now I will briefly go over the other books found in my library. In Aesop's Fables, 24 different morals are taught to children through ancient stories that have received a 21st century makeover. There are also games, a crossword puzzle, and a journal children can engage in at the end of each story. Children practice answering riddles and homonym pairs in homophone riddles. Here, they develop a wide variety of vocabulary through science concepts. In Animal Riddles and Rhymes, children are actively engaged in answering riddles by creating rhyming word pairs that develop vocabulary, teach life science concepts, and explore shades of meaning. In Earth and Sky, children learn a wealth of earth science vocabulary and concepts through these uniquely interactive books. Each letter of the alphabet represents a different element of earth science, such as avalanches for the letter A and building bridges for the letter B. Now let's take a look at my games. In language skills, children practice building sentences using different types of nouns and verbs, prefixes, suffixes, tenses, synonyms, and antonyms. In word work, children practice sight words appropriate for their grade level. Let's take a closer look at Piñata Panic. Here, children practice recognizing familiar words by smashing piñatas. You can change the page from English to Spanish at any time.
Select a piñata and press the arrow. Once you whack all the piñatas, collect your badge. Touch the bat beneath the piñata holding this word, show. Show. Far. Far. Draw. Draw. Hot. Hot.
You are a star.
Let's go back by clicking on the back arrow. In logic and reasoning, children will play games where they can practice sequencing skills by alphabetizing words. The third section of Level 3 is the My Writing and Project-Based Learning area. There is a My Journal section where children can create a book, similar to what we did in our scientific method book earlier in this video. The project-based areas cover life skills such as kindness versus bullying and honesty versus dishonesty. There are also subjects of natural disasters, December world holidays, and compare and contrast. Each project-based learning subject is set up similar to the learning lab we encountered earlier. Each worksheet is to be completed in sequence over a period of 5 days. There's a book to read that corresponds to the worksheet. And if you would prefer to print out the sheet, you can do that here. Thank you for joining me today for another video in our Parent Academy for Footsteps to Brilliance. In our next video, I will discuss Clever Kids Pre-Reader, which is appropriate for ages 2 to 5. If you need help with downloading the app, navigating the app, or have general questions about Footsteps to Brilliance or Clever Kids University, please contact me or Stephanie. Here's our contact information again. Thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you next time.